Ricoh, you know, the company that makes printers, has dabbled in e-paper with only one device, and we'll explain that in a little bit. This is not e-paper, but it is a monitor, and it comes with something very interesting, a Wacom Stylus. This is touchscreen, this is OLED, this has a Wacom Stylus, it's lightweight, it's a portable monitor. Let's get into it. As we said, Rico has only made one singular unit ever, and it happens to be a very expensive one. The Rico Whiteboard 4200 is pretty much exactly as it sounds, $4,000 USD. This is a 42-inch stylus-driven e-paper high school classroom-sized panel, and it is currently the most expensive and largest e-paper consumer-available device. So that brings us to today's unit, the Rico Light Monitor 150. This unit comes in two layouts, the wireless or the wired version like we have today. It's a 15.6-inch screen, super easy to carry, and comes with a bunch of monikers like OLED, DCI-P3, and eink display. What do those mean exactly? OLED. Without getting too scientific, OLED, or organic LED, or light-emitting diodes, is a type of LED that uses organic compounds for their electroluminescent layer. The polymer layers emit red, green, and blue light when voltage is applied, giving you a more vivid experience than traditional LED. DCI-P3. This is a color space as part of a digital cinema initiative from back as late as 2005. For use in digital motion pictures. It is a standardized display color gamut. So basically, you can be assured that this is utilizing a particular color spectrum that is not going to hinder or affect the particular piece of media that you are going to consume. eink display. This is a proprietary Samsung standardized stamp that has less than 7.5% harmful blue light actually reach your eyes through a particular device. This one in question. Blue light has been proven to upset your eyes to certain degrees, depending on the person, in terms of sleep cycles, circadian rhythms, etc. So with terms out of the way, let's continue. Checking out the unit itself, it is extremely reflective, and they don't give you an anti-glare screen protector in the box or anything like that. Also, it is incredibly lightweight. We'll weigh it in just 1 second. It's made out of a very smooth plastic. It has a Rico logo at the back. It even has a cable holder right here, which is really nice. You can detach that like that. Sneaker cables underneath so they will not jostle around. On the left, you have some controls for volume, a menu button, a power button, and a back button. You have some speakers on here as well, and it'll work off of 5 volt, 9 volt, or 15 volt, as well as 20 volt. It's quite interesting how this has such a wide array of voltage acceptabilities. And all you would need to do, which we haven't done yet, is simply just plug this in. There's no setup required. Now we're gonna crack out our scale because we need to see exactly how heavy this is. So we have nothing on the scale. We're gonna put this down, and it comes in at 557 grams, which honestly is fairly light for this type of unit, as we've seen some e-notes upwards of a kg. This is one of the easiest devices we have ever plugged in. You plug in the USB-C cable, and that's it. No power required, no searching for monitors, no other setup procedures. The unit displays colors quite beautifully, it's rich and vivid, and the 60 Hz really allows it to be fluid and smooth. Videos, of course, suffer no slowdowns, even though it's connected with nothing more than a simple USB-C cable. Although not intended for, you can read books on this as well, all depending on the application you're using on your PC, of course. Rico supplies you with a Wacom pen. The tips are non-traditional. They are a very, very rubbery type of tip, although we have seen that even with a little bit of use, it's wearing down pretty quickly. You have a secondary and tertiary button, and the whole thing looks kind of like a DPT pen. Now, the worst part about this whole thing, both subjectively and kind of objectively, is that not only is this not traditional Wacom in the sense that it doesn't have to use electronics, you don't even get to charge the pen. You have to use a quadruple A battery, much like the old MeBook devices and the Kobo first generation Stylus. You do have to use that battery in order to function this device, which does have a little bit of an advantage because if you run out of battery, you swap in a new one, but it is a less conventional size, being a quadruple A battery rather than a triple A. So let's see how this works on the unit itself and if it works on any e-readers. Now, there's a positive and negative about the pen. Now, as you can see here, we have a V-Woods Mini, and it is functioning. The Wacom pen doesn't work. Although this is Wacom, it is not the appropriate Wacom that'll work on things like the Kindle Scribe, the Remarkable, etc. But it does work on the tablet itself. And it's quite nice, honestly. If you choose a pencil like that, you can make your pencil lines, you can choose all of your colors, and as you lead it in, you then get a cursor on the page, and it doesn't interact yet. It only interacts when you touch the page, as to not interfere with you having to actually worry about it triggering too early. Now, there's a lot of things you can do with the size of everything, and you can color things and whatnot, and it has palm rejection as well. So if we maximize this, which obviously works with the touch as well, you can put your hand on the page and it does not function. Now, that's good because what you would do traditionally if you're using your finger is, you see, your fingers react with it as well. Now, I don't have magical fingers, so I don't have that cursor the same way that this pen does right there. So you can see it tells you what you're using and the biggest point of what you're using. So as your pen goes down, you're like, oh wait, I don't like that. Maybe I want an orange with a different brush, and I touch the brush drop down and I can choose oil brush, etc. So this gives you a great deal of flexibility and customizability, and it's just more natural. You can use things from our Goody Reader pen display here, such as this, for example, which is a capacitive pen. Now, this is not there's no electronics on board. This one is just simulating your fingertips. But the thing about it is that it is utilizing Wacom technology in a non-conventional way, of a conventional way being that it would work on an Onyx, that it would work on a V-Woods, that it would work on Remarkable, etc. But it just simply doesn't. You can't use this on a bigme, you can't use this on a MeBook. It's a different type of Wacom, although it is from the Japanese company Wacom that gives you the pen technology, but unfortunately there's no crossover with anything else. In the end, how do we feel about the Ricoh light monitor? Well, it's a little bit of a mixed bag because it can't be used on its own and has no operating system or internal battery, although it's a monitor, and it comes with a pen that can't be used on anything else, which runs off of a quadruple A battery. But outside of that, this monitor is honestly pretty marvelous. It's slim, lightweight, and comes in multiple layouts including a wired version and a wireless version. The pen, although can't be used with other units, works very well on the unit in question and feels good in the hand along the way. The Rico monitor gets a 7 out of 10. It's not the cheapest monitor on the block, but it feels almost like an investment. You're able to use this for a long time. It's built well, it's compact, it's lightweight, and it feels ultra premium. If you want to get one of these, details are down below. Thank you to Rico for supplying this sample, and of course thank you to all our wonderful viewers, as always, for stopping by.